Hi Booktube, it's Gina. Happy Tuesday. I wanted to do a tag today. There have been so many fun tags going around recently and I just haven't had much time to make videos, and I've been feeling a little bit of FOMO, feeling a little left out because there are just so many fun tags going around. So I thought today I would hop on here, do a quick video on one of these great tags that I saw. This one is the Booktube Journey Tag. I've got it pulled up on my computer. This was created by Katie at Books and Things, and it's sort of a spin-off of the Shakespeare Journey Tag that the Shake Timber hosts created last year, which was a super fun tag about what's your history with Shakespeare? How'd you get started? And so this is the Booktube Journey Tag, and it's all about your Booktube channel and how things are going. It's like a newbie tag, but for people who've been doing Booktube for a little while. And it just looks like so much fun. Everybody's been doing it, so I'm gonna jump in and get started. I have not looked at the questions since I originally saw Katie do it, so it could be a complete disaster, but we're just going to give it a try. Okay, question number one is, how long have you been watching Booktube? And I've been watching Booktube for a long time, probably at least 10 years. I can't really remember. I have a terrible memory. I can't really remember specifically how I discovered it. I'm pretty sure it was one of those big YA channels that are floating around. I started out watching some of the big British booktubers that are still out there, Sana and Jen Campbell and Lauren. And I love those channels. They were such an inspiration to me. And I had so much fun watching all of those channels. But what I've realized over time, and maybe this is one of the questions, is that I can't make videos like they do. I thought I can't start a channel because I can't do it that way, but we'll get into that in a second. Because you don't have to do it any particular way. Question number two is, how long have you been making Booktube videos? And I started my channel on February, was it February 21st or 27th? It was end of February in 2020. Yeah, I just had my 3-year anniversary. So it was at the tail end of the pandemic. Oh, and that's question number three. What made you start making videos? So it was at the tail end of the pandemic. I had not been to a bookstore in 2 years. I was going a little stir crazy, and I went to the Half Price Books. That is, it's about a half an hour away from me. And we were all still masked up, and it was a little anxiety provoking, but I found a huge stack of misread books there. And I was so excited. I came home and my husband was sitting at his desk, and I was like, look what I found. And he was like, great. And I wanted to share it. I had this feeling like, if I don't share this with somebody, I'm gonna burst. And I sat down, I made a video, I turned on my phone camera. At that point, I propped up I put my laptop here, I put my phone on top of my laptop, and I put my laptop on a stack of books because I was recording on my phone, and it was a little precarious, but it worked great, and the rest is history, shall we say. And it was so much fun. I'm so glad I started my channel. Question number 4 is, are there any people who have played a significant role in your Booktube journey? And as part of that original story, I have to, of course, shout out my dear friend Kelly at Books I'm Not Reading, because if it weren't for Kelly, I probably would not have started my channel. I was watching her channel, I was commenting on her videos, and for some reason at some point I was like, gosh, it looks kind of fun just to start a channel. And Kelly was like, Gina, you should start a channel. Of course, she was so encouraging. And it really sparked me to think, oh, maybe I could do a channel. So Kelly was honestly the main, not impetus, because I had been, it had been poking around in my mind, but yeah, without Kelly, I probably would not have been encouraged to start my channel. She was such a support to me in the beginning and has been such a huge support of my channel throughout. She is a dear friend. Question number 5 is, what kind of books do you like to read? And I like to read a lot of different kinds of books. My favorites are what I would call cozy with a bite. So some of the just typical cozies, with the tea and the cat on the cover are not my favorites, but cozy with a bite. Barbara Pimm's, they're not always just cozy. Even Miss Reed, her Fairacre series, the Miss Reed character goes through some things. She's not married. She comments on that all the time. There's some depth there, even though they're definitely very cozy books. I love to read classics. I've got some of my classics here. I love fantasy. Here's my copy of Mistborn, which I love. Look at this book. Isn't this a beautiful edition? I love this one. So I love some fantasy, classics, Mary Stewart, Angela Thurkel. They're all the mid-century ladies. All of the ladies that were writing in the 20th century, mid 20th century, 40s, 50s, 60s. I just adore them. And question number 6 is, how has that changed since you started on Booktube? And it hasn't really changed. I've discovered some new authors like Mary Stewart I had not really heard of before I started my channel. But one thing it has done is it has not validated, because I don't need validation on what books I read, but it has been really fun to realize that other people also enjoy these kinds of books. So it has helped me to clarify my library. A lot of those books that I bought when I was first watching those big UK channels, I bought a lot of the books they recommended, and they just weren't quite all for me. And I had a lot of those in my library, so I've started to weed some of those out and really replace them with some of the books that I truly love. Question 7 is, what kind of videos do you most like to make? And it's just these. I love to sit and chat with you. I love making tags. I like doing all the typical wrap-ups and TBRs and just chatting about books, chatting about topics. I'm not a big review person, so I don't do a ton of reviews, but I like to just sit and chat with you about books. Prompt number 8, how has that changed since you started on Booktube? Do you think your video making style has changed over time? Nope, I still just sit here and turn the phone camera on. I have gotten a tripod since I started my channel. Actually, my husband bought me this tripod. He was like, you can't keep piling up your camera on a stack of books. So I do have a tripod now, but that's it. Nothing else has changed. I still don't edit or, oh, that's actually the next question. Do you script or edit your videos, and has that changed over time? So I don't script, I don't edit, I don't really edit out anything. That's why you'll get lots of because I just sit down and talk to you, and if I say something stupid or if there's a pause, I figure it's fine. You don't really, hopefully you don't really mind. And what I find is if I tried to edit, I think I would get to watching these back and watching myself is sometimes a little cringeworthy. So I don't like to edit for the simple reason of I just don't like to really see myself. So I have learned how to put little book pictures up when I'm talking about a book, but I honestly don't really even do that anymore, primarily just because I'm too lazy. I don't want to spend a ton of time. I want to read and I want to sit here and talk to you. I don't want to spend time editing or really anything else. I just want to do the fun stuff. And for me, editing is not fun. Maybe for you it is, and if you love it, I say go for it. But if you don't love it, you don't have to do it. Okay, prompt number 10. What's the most viewed video on your channel? I just looked this up in my my little studio app here on my computer, and this is funny. So my Kindle Oasis review that I did back in 2022 has gotten 13,598 views, which doesn't really surprise me. Kindle reviews are usually fairly popular. Then the second one is 10 classics to read in 2024, which is interesting. I did that one at the end of last year. That's got 12,549, which is amazing. And then number 3, which I know it only said the top 1, but I did the top 3 because this third one is one of my favorite videos. It is my top 5 cozy authors and where to start. And I love that video because I just talked about some of my favorites, where I thought you should start with them. And that video's got 10,424 views. So I'm super pleased with that. Prompt number 11, what's your favorite video? Probably that one. 12, do you have a favorite book you read because of Booktube? You know what, honestly, it was Mistborn. I saw this, Mistborn. Ooh, and you know what the other one was? This. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love this series so much. The Realm of the Elderlings. I saw this on Mercedes' channel. I forget what her channel name is. I forget what her Mercedes. She's one of the UK booktubers, and she did a whole video on Realm of the Elderlings, where to start, describing it. And that is the only reason that I picked this book up, because not this book, but the first one, because I saw it on her channel. Do you have a favorite Booktube experience to tell us about? I am not particularly. I mean, I've had tons of fun experiences. I've met people in real life. I've made some real friends, the people that live in my area. Hi to Sandy. Ms. Reads a Lot, who you probably all know. We discovered that we lived in the same region, and we met up a couple years ago and have been friends ever since, and it has been just wonderful. I can't think of other Booktube experiences necessarily, but just meeting people in real life. My friend Gina, who I met, who lives on the East Coast, has been to visit me. I met her online. I met Kelly. I met Sandy. So it has just, it has been so much fun. In addition to meeting people in real life, I've made so many friends, people who comment, people who have just been here kind of since the beginning and who comment on every video, like my friend Amy and Punita. I'm just so grateful for the people who are here and have been on this journey with me. What does your book collection look like? So let's see. I'm not really gonna do you've seen this view a ton. Let's see if I can back you up a little bit and just show you a little bit more of this. So this is my main bookcase in my living room. This is my favorites shelf. So I have all of my favorites. The shelf on this side is all my ladies. And then I've got some favorites over here. And then over here is another shelf of just some random things. I've got some of my middle grade books over there. I then, in my office, I'm not gonna walk in there right now, but I also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tall bookshelves like this in my office. I'll show you that another time, because actually I've got 2 bookshelves similar to this. They're wood, and I've got my desk pushed up against it, so I'm like looking at my bookshelves when I'm sitting at my desk, which I love. I think I've showed that in a prior video. And then 15, what advice would you give to new people starting a BookTube channel? And my advice would just be, I have lots of things, but specifically, I think just to start. Don't worry about editing. Don't watch back if you don't like looking at yourself. Don't feel like you have to buy any equipment. Just turn on your camera and start talking to people. And I promise you will love it. And if you have any questions, if you want to start a channel and you need a support person like I had Kelly, feel free to message me and we can chat about any questions that you have. And number 16 is tag some people. Oh shoot, this is a tag and I didn't think of anybody to tag. Well, I'll tag, Sandy was probably already tagged, but I'll go ahead and tag her again if she isn't already tagged. I will tag, let's see, Marie Andrea at Books and Bookadios, who's got a new channel who I love. And let's see, I know lots of people have already done this, so I'll just go ahead and tag those 2 people. All right, well, that is it. Thanks so much for being here and for being on this journey with me. It has been so much fun. I've been just having such a blast, and I will talk to you later.